My name is Dave Ritz, and I'm a commercial general contractor. I do the marketing and sales for a commercial GC here in Denver.
Oh, my name is Andrea Ritz, and I'm a stay-at-home mom presently, and I'm thinking about going back to work as a nurse.
We met at the Wash Park Grill on a Saturday night, just sitting at the bar, and she was sitting next to me, and a little conversation.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we're walking down the aisle.
Yep.
I think we had the same hopes that most married couples have, you know. Spend a couple years being married, and then a couple years later, boom, we'll have a couple kids and raise a family and live happily ever after.
Andrea became pregnant about 6 months into their marriage, but she lost the baby.
We didn't know it was going to be a precursor to many more events, but at the time, yeah, it was devastating for me.
They had many difficulties, including 2 more miscarriages. But with the odds against them, Andrea became pregnant after in vitro fertilization. She gave birth to Chloe Ritz at 31 weeks. Despite some initial challenges, Chloe grew into a healthy child, and soon Dave and Andrea wanted to give her a sibling, so they applied for domestic adoption. A mother from Fort Collins chose Dave and Andrea to parent her baby, and Peyton Ritz was born 1 week later.
We were so happy. We're like, oh, we have our 2 kids, they're healthy, yay, and we're done. Let's go to the doctor and get fixed. And we found out we were pregnant at 7, when Peyton was 7 months old.
When Andrea was 20 weeks pregnant, she went in for a routine ultrasound.
As a nurse, I could tell something was up because the sonographer was taking notes, like pointing to things, and wouldn't answer any of my questions, wouldn't say anything. Of course, Chloe was there when they said we suspect Down syndrome, and that was hard. So I think we all burst into tears, my mom, me, you. Once we knew the baby was going to survive, we thought, this is our miracle baby. This is our first genetic child. This is, kind of maybe God let us down. He made a mistake. Yeah, this wasn't the way it's supposed to be.
For her, it was going to be a lot of struggle and a lot of challenges, and then for our family, for Chloe and Peyton, the challenges that they would have, it had already been a long road, so.
We were tired. And then as time progressed, with us knowing she was going to have pretty major surgeries, we felt guilty, I guess, that we were bringing her into life, and we knew she needed major surgeries. And was it fair to her? Was it fair to her sisters? Probably little selfish thoughts going on too. Well, our life's going to change. It's going to be too hard. But then during the pregnancy, we would tell family and friends, and they would say, we're so sorry. Or what are you going to do? We got that posed to us twice. And we're like, what do you mean, what are we going to do? What do you mean, what are we going to do? We're going to have a baby, yeah. And nobody celebrated for us, really. I can't think of anybody excited for us except the Down Syndrome Society. They sent us books, they sent us a cute little outfit. It touched me so much to get this little girl outfit and a little blanket. I'm like, somebody's happy for us. And it was really exciting.
Before Andrea gave birth, she and Dave learned that their daughter had serious complications with her bowels and heart and would need major surgery shortly after birth. At about the same time, they reached out to Dr. Fran Hickey, medical director of the Anna and John J. C. Center for Down Syndrome at Children's Hospital, Colorado. Although Sarah was not born at Children's Colorado, she would see Dr. Hickey after her surgeries.
I tend to think that early on, the medical issues tend to cause a lot of stress and issues being a parent. I mean, whoever wants to be in a hospital with their kid.
It was easy to see how, the first time you meet Dr. Hickey, how passionate he is about it. Yeah, it was and you'd immediately bond with him because he's been there, and he has a son with Down syndrome.
Right.
When my son was born, when James was born, I kind of decided, after I looked at the literature for about 6 months and couldn't find much, that I thought, well, this is probably a reason why I do this. I think I was blessed with passion for my family, trying to help people.
He said, Dave, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And you knew it was going to be okay because he'd been there.
Sarah Ritz was born on September 3rd, 2011.
You try to look at her, you're trying to look for the facial features that you know should be there, but I don't see them. And I'm like, she doesn't look like Down syndrome at all. I wanted her to be normal. And as time went on, obviously the features came out, but I don't know, I just wanted her to be perfect and look perfect, and or what I thought perfect was, or what society does. And
Sarah underwent bowel surgery 2 days after birth and had heart surgery at 3 weeks old, when she weighed just 5 pounds. During her 3-month stay in the hospital, she experienced an extraordinary number of setbacks and complications. After exactly 12 weeks in the hospital, Sarah got to go home. But the challenges had only just begun. Sarah had a G-tube and would eventually need a sleep mask to help her breathe. She required complex medical equipment and nonstop care.
All the support we've had, Sarah wouldn't be where she's at if it wasn't for right here. I mean, she has been her biggest, her biggest, well, every day. It's an everyday thing, so it's just you take it day by day. You get home from work and you get up and you do it over and over again, and it's hard to even remember all of the challenges that we had. It's taught us patience. We've got to be more patient with her. We have to be more patient with ourselves, and she'll get there. It's just going to take her a little bit longer.
yeah.
Once Sarah was home from the hospital, she began working with therapists at the C Center. In light of her medical complexities, all of her care transferred to Children's Colorado, where Dr. Hickey put together a team of experts in multiple disciplines to help her get better. At the C Center, Sarah began working with Pat Winders, a physical therapist.
Down syndrome has many facets, and sometimes people don't know the physical issues related to Down syndrome.
Yeah, go, 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 go. Go, go, go.
Just with any child as a pediatric physical therapist, your goal is, to have them have a wonderful quality of life and to have a body that supports that quality of life. But because we've done so much together, the kids are then free to do what they want to do with their bodies, but they have a wonderful foundation to do anything. The more they participate, the more people see what their potential is.
Just been thinking we're finally getting to a point to where we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'll look at her and like, do you realize what you've been through? I mean, and she'll be back like, no, I haven't realized what I've been through, but she has been through so much.
But you always knew when you looked in her eyes, she had a special way about her. I don't know how to put it, but when you're with her, you felt special, you know what I mean?
Then when her medical issues were much more under control, I mean, just this feisty little personality, just came out.
Sarah's an incredibly beautiful little girl that has so much charisma and thinks, she's just a blessing to be around. And how isn't that more important than a lot of the other things we think are important,
I just feel like it's a lifelong journey and nothing is ever predictable.
I feel like the medical's pretty much behind us now, so I just feel like now is just figuring out how to best get her prepared for hopefully an independent life. And
what I've seen in my experience is that children with Down syndrome have really done whatever they want to do.
I really try to look, when I talk to parents, is look to the future. Our future is totally unbridled. It's not a kid with a disability, it's just a kid, and I think that's the thing. To be honest with you, you ought to be enjoying that kid because that's what I tell parents, like, the other kids aren't going to be that enjoyable, especially when they're like 15, you know what I mean? They're going to drive you nuts. So where you should really be enjoyable, you should enjoy them because that's what life's about.
I just hope for her to have a full life. I expect her to live on her own. I don't know. I expect to, and if she doesn't, she'll live with us and it'll be fun. We'll go travel the world with her, and I pray for her husband. I think maybe she'll get married. Maybe she will go to college. I have heard of some kids with Down syndrome going to college. And she's smart. Like, I guess it seems weird to say that, but I feel like she's very smart. The things that she's been able to do, the things that she's been able to make connections to, I feel like somewhat trapped. Maybe she's trapped a little bit in this body that is hard to cooperate with her. But we have great expectations for her. She's our baby.
She's a blessing.
Yeah, she's precious. I always call her the sweetest baby in the world. She's just so sweet, and I don't see our family just wouldn't be the same without her. Just she's wonderful, and no, it's been worth it.